Today I've got a really great clip from Piers Morgan. It's Mehdi Hasan completely destroying Alan Dershowitz. Just to give you a bit of context, Alan Dershowitz talks most of this interview. There's only a bit of Mehdi Hasan, so I've kind of gone a little bit forward to the Mehdi Hasan bit because he constantly interrupts. Dershowitz constantly interrupts Mehdi Hasan. So let's watch the main bit of Mehdi Hasan because he's a legend. Let's get straight into it.
Response, Mehdi. So a lot was said there again. Let me try and respond. It's insane to suggest that Israel has accidentally killed 17,000 children. Anyone who says that should be laughed off television, whether they're a professor of law or not. 17,000 people were not killed accidentally. The children who were killed in a waterline were not killed accidentally. The children lining up, 9 who were killed last Thursday for nutritional supplements, as UNICEF says, outrageously for UNICEF aid, were not killed accidentally. Children who were shot in the head by snipers were not killed accidentally. I have friends of mine, doctors, who have gone out to Gaza and have come back and said, we saw kids were brought to hospital with sniper shots, bullets to the head, to the chest. Multiple American doctors have said that. Feroz Sidwa, Mark Perlmutter, Irfan Galaria. Go Google it. People don't believe me. So it's nonsense. Israel is killing kids deliberately, has done so for the last 21, 22, whatever so months. You can't push this bullshit line anymore about people were hiding under hospitals.
No,
do
you disagree?
We've seen it on tape, Piers.
Okay,
we've seen kids killed in cold blood on tape. You've seen it. I've seen it.
Do you disagree? Do you disagree with what Alan said, that this was Hamas's deliberate strategy?
I don't.
It's just so insane. Like, you completely take the agency away from Israel, and it's basically saying, well, what were they meant to do? What were they meant to do? Are you not meant to? Are you not allowed to slaughter tens of thousands of women and children and men? It's insane. And you hear the same things from Russians, like, well, they had to invade Ukraine, didn't they? It's the same argument. It's the same argument from Nazis as well. Well, we had to invade Poland. It's like fascists take the agency away from them. They're constantly on the defensive. There's no justification for it.
I don't know what Hamas's deliberate strategy was.
We
and
know,
if it was, by the way, Piers,
hang on, let me finish the question. They created a vast tunnel network in which they hid, but left the civilian population to be slaughtered. So, in other words, I think it's perfectly But rational to agree with what Alan said about the Hamas strategy.
Yeah, but hold on. What's interesting is, and as you pointed this out, why do it then? If we all know that's the strategy, no one forced Israel to go kill 100,000 people, just like, you know, the Vietnam, the US.
No, they couldn't. They had to. They had to react and just kill everyone. Like, Hamas made them do it. They were like, well, we're going to kill 800 civilians, 1,300 people. Now you have to kill everyone. Like, they made them do it. Yeah, that's what happened.
We burned the village to save it. No one forced Israel to drop 2,000-pound bombs on crowded refugee places. No one forced Israel to bomb hospitals. No one forced Israel to sniper shoot children. No one forced Israel to kill women holding up white flags, as we saw on tape with our own lying eyes. No one forced Israel to do any of that, which is why Karim Khan, the chief prosecutor, which is why the ICC judges all said Netanyahu and Gallant need to face war crimes charges.
A corrupt prosecutor.
See, he's got nothing there. Try and justify the sniping of children in the head. There's no justification for it. No justification. So it's like corrupt. Coming from this guy, come on.
Hold on. Just to be clear on this, I know this propaganda is coming from Theodore Myron, who is a former chair of the international.
So this guy's again saying corruption here. This is the guy who represented O.J. Simpson, Epstein. He had allegations against him from Virginia Giuffre, who unfortunately recently died by suicide. He denied it and she withdrawn the accusations. Make of that what you will. Also, in the late 90s, he tried to campaign for lowering the age of consent to 15. So this is, you know, let's get a sense of who Alan Dershowitz is.
Tribunal on Yugoslavia, former Rwanda tribunal judge, former legal advisor to the Israeli Foreign Ministry, former Israeli ambassador. Theodore Myron, 94 years old, descendant of Holocaust survivors. He advised on that indictment and said, yes, Netanyahu should be indicted on the basis of all the evidence I've seen. He knows far more about war crimes than you do. And let me finish my other point.
He's like twitching, like, I want to interrupt, but I've interrupted the whole fucking time and I've spoke more than Mehdi, and because I know he brings receipts and what he's saying correct, so I have to just kind of fill in the space because I have nothing. It's just so pathetic.
Piers, you keep saying...
No,
yes,
he
does, actually.
I know him.
Well, you haven't chaired an international... Alan, you have not chaired an...
He knows him, so he's not an expert. That's
National Tribunal on war crimes in Yugoslavia. He did.
This issue.
So,
I've written books about it.
Great.
I've written a new
he
book
actually
about
prosecuted war criminals, and he's not corrupt. He's a Holocaust survivor. He's a 90.
Has anyone seen that famous clip of Democracy Now when it's Norman Finkelstein and he's kind of like completely just tearing apart one of Dershowitz's books, and he's like, "Well, you stole word for word the quote of this Mark Twain quote," and he's like, "As a common quote, it's such." Go and find that clip if you can. It's so good.
4-year-old Israeli-American Jewish, Israeli-Canadian.
It doesn't mean he knows more about war crimes than Alan Dershowitz.
Yes, he does, actually. Somebody who's prosecuted war crimes, Piers does. And let me finish my other point, because both of you always interrupt me. Piers, one point you've said earlier about Israeli...
How is that relevant? You know him. Okay, and you disagree. Okay. Well, doesn't mean anything.
Civilians, members of the public. You said moderate Israelis. You said earlier, Smotrich, Ben-Gvir don't represent Israelis. I wish that were true. I wish it was, but the Israeli
Well, you're going to cite that poll with 80%, but
I'm going to cite multiple polls, right?
Well, that one is a bit of an outlier.
Well, the Penn State, there are multiple polls, Piers. I can cite you 3 or 4. My colleague Diana Budo has written about it for Zeteo. There is a Penn State poll that shows 82% of Israeli Jews say they support ethnic cleansing in Gaza. 47% of them said they support killing every man, woman, and child in every city that's taken back from Gaza, a la the Bible punishments of the Old Testament. So Israeli society is super pro the war, super pro getting rid of Palestinians from Israel. So unfortunately...
It's irrelevant. We're going on polls here. And also, Israeli population has been radicalized by this. And that's a whole complicated thing, historical thing going on there. Massively complicated. In the same way, right now, Palestinians aren't very happy with Israel because they've been occupying them for over 70 years. It's a complicated thing. But the idea now that the occupied forces here, well, the forces occupying Palestine aren't really the ones in power. They have responsibility. They have the backing of the most powerful country on the planet. It's up to them to withdraw, stop the genocide, held themselves, well, they need to be held accountable by the West. That's the big one. Will they be, and they won't. Like, this is insane that this is ongoing. We're seeing it every day. We're seeing reports of children being killed every day, and nothing is happening. It's insane.
We can't lay all this at Netanyahu's door and just say, it's all the fault of Netanyahu. If we got rid of Netanyahu, things would be fine. Actually, the Israeli opposition is super genocidal. The Israeli parliament's trying to get rid of the only leading Palestinian member right now. The Israeli public is
telling polls. What percentage of Hamas are supported by the Palestinian people?
Quite a lot right now, because they see them as resistance. Yeah. I'm glad you read that.
Hold on. So in other words, you see the same problem on the other side.
I do see some problem. Let me make this point. Hold on. No, it's not, because you never let me finish a sentence. One side is the occupier.
Responding to what you said.
One side is the occupier. The other side is occupied. One side is the people fighting for their freedom. One side is the people denying them the freedom.
The occupation.
But let me finish a point. It's very interesting that you mentioned about, different attitudes. All I've heard on this show since it began today is poor Israelis, think about the Israelis. Alan has said multiple times now, if your people were killed and if your women were raped, then you would respond like this. Well, the Palestinians would say the same, because that's what's happened to them. Alan said, war is hell. If somebody came on the show, Piers, and said to you after October the 7th, Alan, stop interrupting, Alan, let me speak. You've spoken the most on the show. Let me speak.
When was there a 7-Eleven?
Piers, 7-Eleven is the name of the store.
Tell me when there was a 7-Eleven.
Piers, if somebody came on the show after October 7th and said to you, well, 1,500 people were killed in Israel, war is hell, would you be okay with that answer? You wouldn't be. So let's not tolerate it from...
When was there a 7-Eleven? Well, there was the 1948 Nakba when 750 Palestinians were ethnically cleansed from their lands. Well, I mean, that led to a lot of problems.
Supporters of Israel, please. Let's be consistent in our morality.
Okay.
Because that was a deliberate...
Okay. So is your favourite...
What? So is that... They're just accidentally, they've got the most sophisticated military, most funded military on the planet. It's an accident. Killing tens of... We just do it by accident. We just... Like the other day. Technical issue. It's just accident. Oh, God, they're so bloody clumsy, aren't they? The IDF. Come on.
Man, Netanyahu's killing of children.
I think the problem, Alan, with where Israel's got itself with the government and the IDF at the moment, is that it appears to most people outside of the IDF and the Israeli government that there are a huge amount of children who are being killed on a daily basis, and this argument that none of it...
I love Mehdi, but I really wish you would have just pushed back and just really interrupted this guy, because he did it the whole fucking time. Like when he's talking, just not let him talk. Like just give him a taste of his own medicine.
It's deliberate. It gets increasingly tenuous.
We can see it. We can see it, Piers, with our own eyes.
I want to end because we run out of time.
But it's true.
Well, we run out of time.
It's true.
Yes, our eyes are lying to us, Alan.
I want to end, Alan, by asking you about...
Let me make one point.
Yeah, very quickly. I want to just finish on one other point.
Spoke most of the time.
Sure, but one point. What conceivable benefit would Israel ever get by killing civilian children?
Well, exactly.
They would do everything to avoid doing that.
Why are they doing it then? It's unequivocal. It's objective. The evidence is in. You have to deny reality, which is what fascists do. It's like bespoke reality. No, just ignore it. They'd never do. No. He said it before. He mentioned democracy. They always mention democracy. Well, democracy, i.e., get away with it.
I don't think they are.
Want to do it. They're only doing it. They're bombing a hospital.
So they're not doing it. They don't want to do it. See, you're making us do it. You're making me punch you, woman. It's like abuser language. Like, you made me do it. You made me punch you. That's what abusers say. They literally do that.
They bombing a hospital.
Have you listened to Israeli politicians? They brag about it, Alan. You can come on here and gaslight the Western public, but Israeli politicians say with their own mouths.
Israeli politician
They say it with their own mouths, Alan. We've all heard them. We've all seen them say it. Not just Smotrich, Ben-Gvir, but Netanyahu, the heritage minister, the social equality minister, the deputy speaker of parliament who said burn down Gaza.
I will give
$1,000.
Are you serious, Piers? Fucking hell. We'll end there because, again, projection. Dershowitz spoke the whole time. He, has the same talking points. Whataboutism, deflection. Hamas made us do it. We have no responsibility, even though we're backed by the biggest military, most powerful country. We're the victims. And people are sick of it. Like, public opinion is turned against Israel. Like, people are sick of it. They're sick of seeing kids on their TV screens every day getting blown up. And although public opinion has turned, it's kind of been too late because this has happened now. And the real impact this could have in terms of public opinion is, will Netanyahu be held accountable? That's the big question. I don't think it will. I'm quite pessimistic. But with public opinion, with pushback, media scrutiny, and public outrage, potentially there could be justice for the Palestinian people. So maybe, maybe not. Either way, comment below your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.